friends. If you have a pillow or some sort of prop you would like to use, just keep it beside you, just in case you want to reach over and get it. Today we'll start in child's pose. So Lindsay, go ahead and bring us in child's pose. Open up your knees as wide as you can, or as broad as your body allows you to. Bring your heels together, toes together. Your heels don't have to be touching, but try to get as close as you can from the back side of the foot. Take your arms out to the mat and open up your fingertips. Soften the body, soften the shoulders, the hips, thighs, and see if you can rest your forehead on the mat. And take a couple of breaths here. This is your own time, this is your own space. Take some time to settle into this location, wherever you are. And take some time for yourself to notice how you feel this morning. Now let's take a couple of breaths together here. Take a deep breath in. Feel the belly drop to the mat. And then exhale it out. Feel the belly go all the way in. Deep breath in. Belly lowers. Exhale it out. Belly comes all the way in. Do this a couple more times. Deep breath in. One more breath. Let it out and belly comes all the way up. Now bring attention to your hands and to your fingers. Start pressing your fingertips into the mat as you inch your body away, starting with the fingertips, the palms, the elbows, the shoulders, and the hips. As if somebody has you by the hands and is pulling you away from your body. Engagement with the shoulders, engagement with the lower back, middle back, and upper back. Try to keep your core in and extended up towards your heart. Keep that area engaged and concentrated. Take a deep breath here. Reach over with the left hand over to the left side of the mat, or as far left as you can with the hand, and then see if the right hand can follow it or maybe stack on top of it. At the same time, try to keep your right side grounded. Try to keep your right hip pressing into the right side, right knee into the mat. And you want to feel extension happening on the right side to the ribs, the shoulders, the elbows, even propagating to the fingertips. Extension happening on the right side. Somewhat of a compression happening on the left side. Take a couple more breaths here. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Come back to center. Take your right hand back normal. Open up towards your child's pose. And stay at the center at first and open up your hands a little bit wider this time. Open up the shoulders, loosen up a little bit. So open up your hands wider than you normally had your child's pose. Take a breath or two here. And then let's do the other side. Take the right hand, reach over to the right side as far as you can. And see if the left hand can follow it. Or stack your palms on top of each other. They don't have to stack. Your left thumb can be touching your right thumb. At the same time, bring attention to your left side of the body. Left hip pressing down. Left ribs engaged. Left shoulder compressing. Extension. Elbow, fingertips, all the way up to your entire hand. At the same time, press your left knee into the mat. Keep your left side grounded. Your extensions happening on the left side. Somewhat of a compression happening on the right side of the body. Keep the breath in and out. One more breath here. And then come back to center. Open up your hands in your regular child pose. Maybe open up a little wider than you will normally do it. Take your forehead to the mat. And then take a couple of breaths here to reset, loosen up, and reset the spine. On the next inhale, make your way up to your hands and knees. As you come up, bring your knees in, take your feet out towards your hip width apart, hands underneath your shoulders. Find your tabletop position in this fashion. Make sure your joints are aligned and stacked. And let's take a couple of cat-cows here. On the inhale, drop the belly, arch the back, set the gaze forward. Exhale, tuck the chin, bring the pelvis, belly button in, lift up from the shoulder blades. Inhale, look forward, arch the back. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift up. Inhale, look forward, drop it. Now keep going back and forth here with your breath. Use your own timing to go in and out of this. Use your own pace, the own breathing. This is your movement here with your body. This is going to feel very different than most people. Couple more breaths here. And now let's add movements to this. Bend your elbow, bend the knees, bend the hips. Move around. Move freely. Explore your body. See what feels good, see what doesn't. Take note of what doesn't. Explore. There's no specific speed or orientation or breath, the direction to go to. Just keep everything flowing. Keep the breath in and out. You don't have to time anything in this posture. Notice Lindsay's doing barrel rolls, left, right, left. Use this time to really flex and stretch your body. And then slowly make your way back towards your neutral spine. On the next inhale, take the right hand and reach up for the sky with it. On the exhale, straighten underneath your left armpit all the way through. Thread your hand, placing your right shoulder on the mat. Open up your palms, if you can, the right palm. Keep your left hand by your gaze or move it forward above the head if it's available to you. And try to keep your knees directly under your hips. Another option is to take that left hand and bring it behind the back, bind it and open up even more towards that left shoulder. Keep the breathing here, settle in for a couple of seconds, find softness. If you feel tense in this position, notice where you feel tense and soften up. Loosen up the tense spots and the grip on your muscles. Try to get complete softness in here as you twist the shoulder and the spine. Couple more breaths here. On the next exhale or inhale, bring the left hand from behind the back, wherever it is. Place it next to your gaze. Press and take the right hand all the way to the sky. And then bring it back down to reset the movements and reset the body. Realign your joints if you've moved around a little bit, if you've shifted, and let's do the other side. Take the left hand, reach the left hand to the sky, open up on the left side, and then swing it underneath you on the exhale, all the way through, thread it through underneath your right armpit. Your right hand can stay where it is, or it can reach out in front of you, all the way extending past your head, past your forehead. Or, option is to take that right hand and take it behind the back, bind it, setting the gaze softly over the right shoulder. At the same time, try to keep your knees underneath your hips. Lindsay, adjust right here. Good. And then soften the body. Begin with the hips and the thighs and move up to the lower back, upper back. Soften the left shoulder, the neck, the head, and just loosen up here. And try to find a couple of breaths of softness, a couple of breaths free-flowing, no hindering of the breath. Couple more breaths here. And on the next inhale, release the right hand if it's facing up or behind the back. Bring it next to the gaze. Press down with the right hand as you lift the left hand all the way up to the sky. And then bring it back down to the mat. Reset. Joints under the shoulders, the hand on the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Now, take the right foot back to the mat on the ball of the foot. Try to press your heel down into the mat, right leg fully engaged. Keep your hips in line. Left hip a little bit back, right hip a little bit forward. Try to keep this symmetry. Keep the breathing here. Draw a core inside the body. Engage yourself and engage your body. Now, take the right hand to the sky as you drop the right heel to the mat, stacking the hips. and coming into a supported side plank. Come into this first, then make the adjustments. Maybe move the right foot back a little bit, move the left foot back a little bit. Find a place here where your body's balanced. Try to keep your hips aligned, try to keep your shoulders aligned, hands fully extended. One more breath here. On the exhale, bring the right hand to the mat, right knee to the mat, reset, move around a little bit. On the next breath, take the left foot all the way back, left ball of the foot pressing in, left heel pressing in. Left leg is fully engaged, active. Lift up the left hips to be in line with the right, and bring your hips in line, make sure everything is stacked and lined up. Take a breath or two here, draw the core inside the body, and then lift up the left hand to the sky at the same time, dropping the left heel, stacking the hips, and coming into your supported side plank. Make some adjustments here. Move in and out of this as you feel comfortable and balanced. Once you get into this posture, once this feels good to you, then you can explore maybe moving the left foot back a little bit, opening up with the right knee, and making some minor adjustments here once you have your balance. Your core is engaged, straight line fingertip to fingertip. Notice how her body is streamlined from her head all the way down to her heels. One more breath here. On the exhale, lower the left hand back down to the mat, bring the left knee, reset, come back into your neutral spine. Bring the knees together, bring the heels together. Keep this alignment, hips over the knees, as you slowly start walking your hands forward and bringing your chest to the mat, coming into a puppy pose or melted heart to mat pose. Notice this alignment, the hips underneath the knees. So Lindsay, you're going to have to move back just a little bit. Good. And then she's pressing into the mat, extending and flexing her spine. Gaze can either be forward or forehead can be down to the mat, wherever you are in this posture. Try to keep your knees together, and then find a couple of breaths here. Find softness if it's possible, and just allow yourself to breathe freely for a couple of breaths. One more breath here. On the next inhale, make your way up to your hands and knees. Readjust your alignments, hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. Tuck your feet underneath you and lift your knees an inch or two off the mat and pause here for a second. We're going to activate the body, fire up, create energy, create heat within the body, starting from the toes, the heels, the knees, and the thighs. Everything's engaged here. Your core is active. Your shoulders are active, you're pressing into the mat, your neck's engaged. Take a couple of breaths here, pause here for a second. And then exhale, lift up the hips, come into your down dog, walk it out. Our first time down dog here, find looseness, find release, find some mobility. Walk the heels up and down, bend the knees, wag your tail, wag the hips left and right, even the shoulders, the hands, everything. Move around, get free here. The first time upside down today, our first time supporting our upper body with our hands. Couple more breaths here. One more breath. Soften the knees, walk your feet to the front of the mat, come into your forward fold, our first forward fold. Grab your elbows, shift side to side, loosen up, find some release here. Let go of the head, shake your head, yes and no. No control of the body, no control of the neck, even the shoulders are loose. On the next inhale, slide the hands up halfway, elongate, back is flat, gaze down, neck in line with the spine. One more breath here. Exhale, fold down, let it go. On the next inhale, soften the knees, come all the way up, hands up, reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart, let it go, release the breath, release the movements. And then bring your hands off to the side. On the next inhale, take your hands up, reach up and high. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Take your feet back towards your plank. Let's pause here. Open up the feet hip width apart. Open up the hands shoulder width apart. Lower the butt just a little bit. Streamline body. Draw the core inside the body. As you roll over to the right side, left foot stacks over the right, left hand goes up to the sky. Straight line, right hand to left hand to right hand. Hips are in line, feet above each other, draw the core in, one more breath, exhale, come back to plank. Reset, readjust. Let's do the other side. Inhale, roll up, take the right hand up, right foot rolls over the left foot, hips are in line, find your balance, shift around, draw the core inside the body, straight line, right fingertip to left fingertip, nice and engaged. One more breath here, and exhale, come back down towards your plank position. Lean forward, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana, come all the way down to the mat. Let it go. Take a couple of seconds here, soften up, let everything go. Nothing to do in this posture, you're just releasing the body. Hands can either be behind you or by your shoulders. This is a micro Shavasana. And then on the next breath, take the hands underneath the shoulders, bend your elbows. Keep your elbows tucked in towards your ribs. Bring the feet together. On the next inhale, gaze up, lift up the torso, press into the mat, come into Cobra Bhujangasana. Pause here for a second. Bring the elbows in towards the ribs. Keep the fingers forward. Keep the neck forward. Lift up the torso a little bit higher. One more breath. Come all the way down. Let it go. Tuck the feet underneath you. Come up to your knees, and then from your knees, rise into your down dog. Walk it out again. Right heel up, left heel up. Find some movements, find some release. Let's take 3 long breaths here of stillness. Find stillness and settle in. Spread your fingers, press the mat down and away from you. This lengthens the spine. Lift up the hips a little bit higher. Keep the knees in line, point the feet pointing forward. Draw the core inside the body. One more breath here. Soften the knees. This time walk your hands to meet your feet on the back of the mat, or back where you are. Shake around here. Find some ragdoll movements. Shake your head yes and no. Find some release. Release the hands back down to the mat. Inhale halfway through. Lengthen the spine. Gaze down. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, fall forward. Soften the knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart. Samastiti, pause, notice, and feel. On the next inhale, reach up with the hands, swan dive down. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale halfway, lengthen, adjust the spine. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, walk the hands to the front of the mat. Get into your plank position. From plank, lean forward, Chaturanga Dandasana. This time, only the tops of your feet are on the mat. Inhale, Cobra. Everything else is floating, is lifting. Stay here for a second. The knees are not touching, the thigh is not touching. Only the tops of your feet are touching on your mat. Up dog. Your shoulders are in line with your hands. Set the gaze forward. One more breath here. On the exhale, roll back, roll the feet out, come into your down dog. 3 more breaths here. Press the mat down and away, open up the fingertips, hips lifting up. Lift up the heels here all the way up. Pause here for a second. Draw the core inside the body. Lower the heels back down. On the next inhale, take the right leg all the way up and pause. Kick the heel out, point the toes down. Bring your hips in line. Lower the right hip to be in line with the left. Press the mat down and away from you. Keep that extension in the spine. One more breath here. On the exhale, swing the foot underneath you, place it in between your hands. Keep your back heel up. Find your balance, find your center here. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Lift up, take the hands to the sky. Back leg is elongated, active, solid. Back heel all the way up. Front knee above the front ankle. Front toes are pointing forward. Front thighs engaged. Right hip back, left hip a little bit forward. Keep the breathing. One more breath here. Reach up and high. Exhale, fold down. Take the front foot to the back. Find your plank. Lean forward, Chaturanga Dandasana. Up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Lift up the feet, come into your down dog. 3 long breaths in down dog. Toes pointing forward, hips high, press the mat down and away, let go of the head. One more breath here. Come up to your heels as high as you can. Lower back down. As you inhale, left leg goes all the way up and stays up. Left heel out, left toes pointing down. Notice the adjustment that she's making. Left hip in line with the right. Press the mat down and away. Straight line, left heel to fingertips. Draw the core inside the body. One more breath here. Exhale, lower the foot, bring the left foot underneath you. Keep the right heel up. Set yourself up here. Find your balance. And when you're ready, press with the left leg and rise. Take your hands to the sky. Now, once you get into this posture, make some adjustments. Scan your body. Right heel all the way up. Right leg fully elongated. Left knee above the ankle. Hips are in line. Draw the core in. Open up the shoulders just a little bit. Reach up and high. Open the fingertips. One more breath here. Exhale, fall forward, frame the foot. Take the front knee to the back. Drop your knees and let's take a child's pose here. Either open up your knees or keep the knees together. Bring the heels together, toes together, and then come down. Lindsay here is out there to take a closed child's pose, which is child's pose. She's taking the hands to the back, loosening up the shoulders, resting her forehead on the mat. Try to find softness in this posture. If you have any tense spots, anything gripping, any grip you hold on your body, loosen up, release. This is a complete release posture. One more breath here. On the next inhale, bring the hands underneath you. Lift up, rise towards your tabletop position. Tuck your feet, come into your down dog. Lift the hips up, extend the knees. One breath here. Soften the knees, walk the front to the front of the mat. Step to the front of the mat. Halfway through, lengthen the spine, adjust the body. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Reach up and high to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Seal the breath, seal the movement. Seal your thoughts. Release the hands off to the side. On the next breath, reach up and high. Inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Sink your hips down a little bit. Take your right foot back to a high lunge. Right ball of the foot, right heel all the way up. Pause for a second here. Set yourself up. Next inhale, press the left leg. Rise all the way up. Take your hands to the sky. High lunge. Right hip forward, left hip back. We've done this before. This feels a little familiar, a little more solid and stable. Now, keeping the hips there. Reach up and high with the hands. Rotate your upper body towards the left side. Left shoulder goes back. Right hand back. Left hand. Right hand forward. Left hand back. Lift up the heel. Try to keep a straight spine. One more breath here. Bring the palms together close to the heart. Right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Try to stack your elbows in this posture. Move around if you need to. Find stability and balance. Lift the crown up. Straight line, spine is engaged. One more breath here. On the exhale, release, face forward, frame the front foot. Take the front foot to the back, find your plank. Lean forward, bend your elbows, Chaturanga Dandasana. Keep your elbows tucked in, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Lift up the feet, the hips, walk your feet in place. One breath in down dog. On the next inhale, walk or step to the feet, the front of the mat, come into your forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. On the inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart. Keep the flow. Release the hands. Inhale, hands up. Keep this movement. Exhale, fold forward. This is a movement with the breath. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, sink the hips, take the right leg back this time. Or left leg, we did this right leg first. So switch sides, Lindsay, thank you. Left heel all the way up, find your balance, find your stability. Left foot back, right foot forward. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Take the hands to the sky. Hips are in line, front knee above the front ankle, front toes pointing forward. Leg fully elongated. On the next breath, reach up and high, lengthen with the spine, and rotate your upper body towards the right side. Left hand, right hand goes back, left hand goes forward. Keep the spine straight, keep the crown lifted. One more breath here. On the next exhale, palms together close to the heart, lean forward, left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Find that twist in the spine. Readjust your body if you need to. Move your foot out, open up the feet, open up the hips. Find a location that works for you here. See if you can stack the elbows on top of each other. Crown elongated, one more breath here. Exhale, frame the front foot. This time, hop the back foot forward, forward fold. Walk your heels in place. Bend your knees as much as you can. Lift up the balls of the feet, the toes, and place your hands underneath your feet. And then slowly see if you can start lengthening the knees, elongating in the legs. Either way, either the front or the back, but go for the front as you stay in the front. You don't have to connect your chest to the thighs in this posture, just find the forward fold. Press your toes into your hands. And then take a couple of breaths. And release, come back to your normal forward fold. On the next inhale, halfway, slide your hands up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart. Samastiti, pause, notice, and feel. And release the hands off to the side. On the next breath, take the hands up. Inhale, hands go all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Take your feet back to the plank position. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, lean forward, elbows tucked in. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog, lift the hips, roll over the feet. 5 long breaths here. Find your down dog. This is a nice resetting posture. Open up the feet, hip width. Open up the hands, shoulder width. Press your mat down and away as if you're pulling the mat away from your body. Let go of the neck, loosen up the head. Nice flat back spine. Lift up the hips a little bit higher. Draw the core inside the body. One more breath here. On the next inhale, take the right leg all the way up to the sky. Stack your hips, bend the knees, take the knee to the sky, open up. Now notice your body wants to readjust the distribution of the weight on your shoulders. Reset, come back to neutral place. Redistribute evenly over the shoulders. One more breath here. On the exhale, swing the right foot underneath you, place the right foot in between the hands. As you drop the back heel to a warrior two, right toes pointing away. Inhale, come up, right hand forward, left hand back. Then make your adjustments here. Back foot parallel to the mat, back leg is fully elongated. Hips are in line. Front knee is above the ankle, the toes are pointing forward. The core is active. Draw the core inside the body, lift it up towards the heart. Soften the shoulders a little bit as you extend the left hand back, right hand reaching forward. Open up the fingertips as much as you can. Set the gaze softly over to the front hand and lift up your hand to be in line with your sight. Pause here for a second. Take a couple of breaths. Loosen up the hands. Keep the lower body the way it is. Bring the hands down. Shake it off a little bit. Let it go. Loosen up. We tend to tense up a lot in our shoulders. Keep this strong posture from the toes all the way up to the hips. On the next inhale, softly come back into it. Take the right hand forward, left hand back. Turn the palms up, lean forward and pause. Engage the core, engage the body, and then open up. Right hand goes up, left hand swings down on the back leg. Options to take the back hand behind the back, bind, open up the left shoulders a little more. Reach up and back with the right hand, opening up from the hips into the shoulders. One more breath here. Exhale, frame the front foot, come back down, take the front foot to the back, plank. Lean forward, Chaturanga Dandasana, come all the way down to the mat. Let it go. Nothing to do here. Release. Soften the whole body. Reset the spine. Reset the feet, the hips, everything. The shoulders, the neck, and the body. And then prepare to bring your hands to your shoulders, underneath your shoulders, tuck your feet, rise into your down dog. Lift up the hips all the way. Walk your feet in place. Find some release, find some fluidity. On the next inhale, take the left leg all the way up, bend the knee, stack the hips, open up. Notice the readjustment here. Redistribute the weight evenly on both shoulders. Keep the right toes pointing forward, keep the right heel pressing into the mat. Nice opening here. One more breath here. On the next exhale, swing the knee underneath you, place the left foot in between the hands, drop the back heel, warrior two, swing up. Right hand back, left hand forward. Once you get into this posture, you can adjust yourself. Scan your body mentally. You can see yourself without looking at your body. Back foot parallel, back leg fully elongated, strong leg. Front knee above the ankle, front toes are pointing forward. Front thigh is engaged. The core is active. Shoulders are soft, right hand pulling back, left hand pulling forward. Gaze softly over the front hand. Pause here and take a couple of breaths. And then release the hands. Keep your lower posture the way it is. Keep strong from the toes to the hips. Soften up a little bit and shake it off. And on the next inhale, softly come back into it. Left hand forward, right hand back. Lift up the hands to be in line with the side. Turn the palms facing up. Lean forward and pause. Pause for a second. Engage that core. Activate the heart and the body, and then open up. Front hand goes up, back hand slides down the back. Right. Another option is to take that back hand and wrap it behind the back, opening up on the right shoulder at the same time. Reach up and high with the left hand. Feel extension happening from the hips, even into the ribs and the shoulder. Everything. It's like somebody has you with the hand pulling you up and back. On the next exhale, windmill down. Frame the front foot, take the front foot to the back, find your plank. Lean forward, Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows in, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Lift up, tuck the feet. One breath here. Soften the knees, walk to the front, come into your forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart. Samastiti, pause, notice, and feel. Looks like the sun is coming out. And release the hands off to the side. Inhale, take the hands up, reach up and high. Exhale, fold down. Bend the knees, sink the hips, take the right foot all the way back and drop the back knee towards a low lunge. Keep the front knee above the ankle, slide the back foot as much as you need to get that sensation in the hips. Keep the hips in line. Come up to the front knee, place both hands on the front knee and pause for a second. Lengthen the spine, crown lifted all the way up. Pause here. Maybe take the hands to the sky, Anjaneyasana, reach up and high, maybe a small back bend. On the exhale, come forward, frame the front foot, take the hips all the way back, extend the front leg, point the toes up, kick the front heel out. Bring the right hip forward, left hip back, keep your hips in line. If it's possible, keep the hip above the knee. And then take a deep breath, lift and rise. Exhale, fold in on the front leg. Soften the body here. Try not to push or pull yourself down. Just find softness in the neck, the shoulders, the ribs and the hips, and everything falls into place. You don't have to be touching your knee as long as you're soft on the front leg. Keep the front toes pointing out. Keep the front foot active. Take a couple of breaths here. On the next inhale, come up with the torso. Slide the front heel out. Find your version of a split, Hanumanasana. So Lindsay's making some adjustments. Keep both hands along the side of the body. Your hands are going to be bearing most of the weight here. And then slowly inch your way down or find your version of this. Keep the breath. I know it's a bit tense to be in this posture, but try to keep that flow of air in and out. One more breath here. On the next inhale, come up. Sink the front knee in, bend the front knee, lift the heel up. Bring the front knee to meet the back knee. And then sink the hips down, come into your child's pose. Let it go. Soften the body, soften the shoulders, soften the hips, the thighs, the knees, and the feet. On the next inhale, come back up to your hands and knees. This time, taking the right foot forward to your low lunge. Right foot forward. Thanks, Lindsay. Find that distance you need wherever. Slide the back knee back. Find the stretch and the sensation that feels good for you on your hips and your thighs. Keep that front knee above the front ankle. Keep that alignment. And then come up to the front knee. Place both hands on the front knee. Find length in the spine. Crown lifted all the way up. Neck in line with the spine. Nice, straight back. Take a couple of breaths here. Allow this to happen. Allow your body to sink in. Allow everything to settle down. Maybe take your hands to the sky. Reach up in high Anjaneyasana, or bring your hands together, palms together, and then take a nice back bend. One more breath here. On the exhale, frame the front foot. Take the hips to the back. Extend the front leg. Turn the front toes up. Kick the heel out. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in on the front knee. Right hip comes a little bit back. Left hip comes a little bit forward. Bring the hips in line. Try not to pull or push yourself down here. Just loosen your body. Your head and your torso are heavy enough to give you that stretch, that extension. So allow it to happen. Just softly fold forward. Maybe take the chin to the chest. See how that feels. Keep the front toes pointing up. Keep that alignment, hip above the knee if it's possible. One more breath here. On the next inhale, lift up the torso as you slide the front heel out. Find your version of your split. Keep your hands on both sides. Remember, your hands are going to be supporting most of your body. Adjust, move around. Lindsay's opting to place the back foot flat on the mat. You can keep your toes tucked in if you prefer. And try to find some softness and some breath flowing in and out. One more breath here. On the next inhale, bend the front knee, come into the front foot, and take the front knee to the back to meet each other. Bring your knees together again, bring your heels together, and walk your hands out, come into your melted heart to mat or puppy pose. Nice release, nice reset of the spine. Bring the hips back a little bit to be in line with the knees. Take a couple of breaths here. And on the next inhale, come up to your hands and knees. Tuck the feet, lift up to your down dog, another reset, another extension. One more breath here. Walk your feet to the front of the mat, come into your forward fold. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, reach up and high. Exhale, hands to heart, Samastiti, pause, notice, and feel. And release the hands off to the side. And if you can turn towards the camera, we're going to open up our feet a little bit wider than your mats. As soon as Lindsay is done taking her sip. Keep the toes pointing toes away from your body, so maybe at a 45, maybe 60 degree angle, whichever feels better to you. Bend your knees and sink your hips down a little bit. So if you gaze over your knees, you'll be able to spot your toes. Just gives you a start to base this posture, and then you can adjust from here. Sink in your hips as much as you need to. Lindsay has her hand on her knees for a second. It's okay. Establish the spine, establish the gaze forward, and then maybe take the hands, palms to the sky, reach up. Elbows lifting up, Point the elbows back, open up the chest. Notice how her ribs, shoulders away from the ears, everything's engaged from the hip all the way up to her fingertips, from the toes all the way up to the hip. Everything is active. This is our goddess pose. Keep the breath. Keep the hips and the toes where they are. Release the hands for a second. Shake it off. And then on the inhale, softly come back into it. Palms facing to the sky. Lift up the elbows a little bit higher. Take the elbows a little bit to the back. Open up the chest. Come into the right tippy toe. Lift up the right heel. Drop the heel. Come into the left tippy toe. Lift up the left heel. Drop the left heel. Lift up both heels. Sink a little bit deeper. And then release. Stand up. Let it go. Shake it off. Nice one there. Inhale, inhale. Bend the knees, take the hands to the mat as you slowly bring yourself down to your squat. Walk around, shift, adjust, and find your squat. Open up the knees as much as you need to, open up the feet as much as you need to. And then find your version of a squat. Wherever you are, see if you can bring the palms close to the chest, thumbs touching the chest. See if you use your knees to press your knees out away from you. Engage your lower back, engage your upper back, engage your shoulders, flat line. Try to get a flat back. Set the gaze forward, your neck's in line with your spine. Your core is active at the same time. Now, with the left hand, reach over to the mat or to the ground, and the right hand, take it up to the sky. Use that torque on the left side into the left knee to twist the spine. Use the right hand to reach up and high and back to open up on the right side of the body, right shoulder and right ribs. Options are to take that right hand, bind it behind the back, and see if you can bend the left elbow and reach back and find your fingertips on the other side. Wherever you are, set your gaze over the right shoulder, open up to the right side. And then release, come back to center. Bring your palms together again, reset the spine, press the elbows out to the knees, find some extension in the spine. And then with the right hand, reach over to the mat, left hand goes up all the way to the sky. Same thing here, use that torque, that connection, the right elbow or the right bicep to the knee, twist the spine up to the left side, left hand up and back, opening up on the left side of the body. Another option is to take that left hand and bind it behind the back, which allows you to take the left shoulders back a little bit, set the gaze over the shoulder, find your fingertips on the other side. Take a couple of breaths here. Then release, and then bring your hands back forward. Palms together, thumbs to the heart. Open up the knees one more time here. And then place the hands back on the mat. Drop the knees to the mat. Let me give you this, Lindsay, so you can. We're going to get into a frog pose. Actually, move back a little bit, so keep your knees on the mat. Open up your knees as much as your body allows you to. Keep your hands underneath your body. Your hands are going to be supporting most of your weight. Now, look, scan at your foot. Bring your foot out to be in line with the knee. One straight line from the knee to the foot. Dorsiflex that foot. The toes are pointing away from the body. Pause here for a second. Let this happen. Allow the hips to open. Allow the groin to soften. Allow everything here to kind of settle in and release and find its place. This feels good. You're comfortable. Maybe take the elbows to the ground. Notice here you can move your hips a little bit to the back to increase that intensity, or you can move your hips a little bit forward to loosen up that intensity. Take a couple of breaths. This can be intense. And try to find softness here. How are you feeling?
Good.
One more breath here. And on the next inhale, either slide the elbows all the way up, slide the hips all the way forward, come into your belly, turn and take the feet out to the mat. Lie flat on your belly. Release the hands off to the side. Nothing to do in this posture. Loosen up, soften up. And then bring the hands forward. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. As you bring the heels together, elbows on the mat, elbows underneath the shoulders, fingertips pointing forward. Notice how our shoulders are directly above our elbows, our hands are parallel to the front. This is our Sphinx pose. And then pause here for a second. Let this soften up, let the body reset, let your body be adjusted to this posture. Couple of options here. You can stay here and enjoy this, or press the fingertips into the mat as you pull the mat in towards your belly, engaging that compression on the lower back. This is both an extension of the ribs, the front, and then compression on the back. Other option is to press the mat away from you as you extend your elbows, lift your elbows all the way up, come into a super or extended Sphinx. And then release, come all the way down to the mat. Open up the elbows off to the side, stack your palms on top of each other, rest either cheek on the mat. Now, reach back with the hands, point the fingertips back towards you. Hands close to the body, feet together. On the next inhale, everything comes up. Lift up the torso, gaze forward, hands up, feet up. Everything comes up, nice back bend here. One more breath, lift up. Exhale, come down, let it go. Soften the body, come onto your belly. Soften up, release everything. One more breath here. On the next inhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders as you tuck your feet underneath you, and then make your way back up, lift the hips all the way up, come all the way up, and set your hips on your heels. Keep your feet tucked in, and then rest your hips on the heels, and come up with the hands. You're sitting down on your heels, you're giving your toes a little bit of flex. One more breath here. And then lean forward, place your hands on the mat, release your feet, lean on the tush, take the feet to the front, come into a seated position, and then extend your legs all the way out. Flex your toes, left and right, forward and back, find some movements in the ankles and toes. And everything. On the next inhale, take your hands to the sky, reach up and high, exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Forward fold, passive, come down. Try not to pull or push yourself down. Just release everything. Soften the body, soften the thighs, the hips, the shoulders, the upper body, and your head. On the next inhale, come back up. Bend the knees, lift them up, bring the feet to the mat. Give yourself a seated hug. Now, drop the right knee to the mat, point the right knee forward. As you swing the left knee over the right knee, stacking the knees on top of each other. So Lindsay, can you face the forward and mat, please? Thank you. So Lindsay is super flexible. She has her knees on top of each other. You might not be able to, there might be a gap in between, which is fine. Keep the toes pointing out, keep the feet pointing back. Try to get your version of this. Right knee above the left knee. Extend your hands off to the side, come into your fingertips. And then pause here for a second, lengthen the spine, and lift the crown up. And then maybe roll forward, find a soft forward fold to come into this posture. Soften the neck, soften the shoulders, soften the body. One more breath here. And then slowly come up. Place your hands behind you, lean back and unbind your knees. Take your feet out, flex it, and find some release. And let's do the other side. Point the left knee forward, place the left foot on the mat. Right knee stacks over the left knee, or wherever your version of this, whatever your version looks like. Toes pointing out, feet pointing back away from you. Spine extended, crown lifted, neck in line with the spine. Take a couple of breaths here, allow this to happen, allow the body to settle. Then maybe reach your hands off to the side, come into your fingertips, and then find a passive forward fold. One more breath here. On the next inhale, come up. Lean back, place the hands on the mat, extend your legs, flex and stretch, find some release. Bend the knees, lift them up, take the feet to the mat, open up your feet mat width apart as you windshield your knees left and right. And then slowly make your way on your back, extend the feet out to the mat. Take a micro rest here, nothing to do, soften the body, release the hands, release the feet, and just enjoy this moment. Bend your knees, bring them in for a hug. Wrap your hands around your knees or your shin or your thigh, wherever you can, and then squeeze for a hug. Get really tight and squinchy. From here, we'll transition to our reversion. So either lift the heels to the sky and then stay here. This is good. Or place the hands on the mat, press into the mat as you roll the knees over the forehead. Bend your elbows, support your lower back with your hands as you lift up into your shoulder stand. Try to keep your neck forward, try to keep the gaze forward. And then maybe flexing your toes, your heels, and flexing, just finding some movement here in your feet and your body. And then slowly come out of it the same way you came in. Bend the knees, bring them down, release the hands, and then lower the hips down on the mat. Take the feet off to the mat, extend your legs, and just let it go, nothing to do here, just soften and release. Bring your knees in for one more hug. Wrap your hands around, get really tight and scrunchy. Then maybe open up the feet, grab the insides of the soles of the feet, open up towards your happy baby. Spread the toes out, press the knees into the mat, find some release in this posture. Jiggle left and right, back, forth, find some movements here. And then when you're done, be done. Release the feet, take the feet off to the mat, and then soften the body, let the toes flop out, bring the hands off to the side, and prepare to get into our final posture, our Shavasana. As you settle in, begin to soften your body. Begin with the forehead and then make your way down to your toes. Notice how you feel. Notice how your body feels. Find softness in the body. Find softness in the breath. and find softness in your mind.